What's up YouTube, Jeff back again. Today, got another exciting Samsung video for you guys. And yes, it is launch season for the foldables. And today I'm going to talk about 5 Z Fold 5 shortcomings and issues that I had with Samsung's launch of their flagship foldable this year. Going to get into that. Before we do, I want to thank my son Jonathan for giving me a dinosaur to hang out as usual. We got the little baby T-Rex over here on the side. Really appreciate that. And then also, if you guys are ordering anything from Unpacked, including the Z Fold 5, which is still a great phone, it's just got some shortcomings that I think we would really like to see Samsung improve next year. You can get a free mystery box from me if you use my links to order. You do have to use my affiliate links to place your order, which is going to be linked in the description. You just add the device to the cart that you're interested in. Shipping is 100% free. You get a free case, a free phone stand, a free cleaning kit, all that stuff. And all the information is on the website as well. It's very, very simple to sign up. If you've already placed an order with Samsung, you can cancel your original order and place the order with my link, and then you'll be eligible for the mystery box. All that stuff is explained there if you want to check it out. So Samsung released the Z Fold 5 earlier last week, and one of the biggest disappointments for me personally, which I think is with a lot of people, is the same size cover screen. So this is my Z Fold 4, and essentially you would have no way of knowing that this isn't a Z Fold 5 by looking at the front of it, because this thing has the exact same dimensions as the Z Fold 5 in terms of the cover screen. Now, my biggest problem with that is when I'm trying to answer emails, or for instance, if you want to send a tweet, it's very difficult to use the keyboard here on the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and of course then on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. It's exactly the same. With large hands, it's just not something easy to use. I think we all would really like to see Samsung come with a larger cover screen so that it's a lot easier to do things like texting, emails, tweeting, social media, things like that. And of course, you can open up the device like this, and then you've got your split screen keyboard. It's a lot bigger. It's easier to go ahead and do your typing, your emails, your text, whatever. But the problem is when you're walking around, if you're on the go, someone like me, it's really hard to use this while you're out and walking because you can't really look where you're going. You also can't do this with one hand because it's a split screen keyboard. You really have to use both hands, and then you might bump into someone if you're in a busy place, etc. So I think the biggest complaint for me is that Samsung decided to not come with the larger cover display. Having the same size cover display as usual, this long, tall, skinny one, is something that makes it less likely that I want to use this as my daily driver. The next thing is the lack of any camera improvements. The camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is, for all intents and purposes, the same camera sensors in terms of the main important sensors that we see on the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So if you're buying a Galaxy Z Fold 5, then you're not really getting a camera upgrade, and you're going to be paying a decent amount of money because the trade-in value is around $1,000 for a Z Fold 4. So if you want to get this year's phone, you're going to pay about an $800 difference. Now, Samsung probably doesn't care about that because they're really trying to appeal to the people who are upgrading from 2 generations ago or 3 generations ago, but it's still pretty annoying to not get a camera upgrade. Plus, if you're trying to decide like something between the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and, for instance, the S23 Ultra, the S23 Ultra has a very superior camera, and that's really going to become a problem for Samsung eventually with the foldables because companies like Google are bringing out foldables that have cameras that are on par with their flagship traditional smartphone. The Pixel Fold camera is very near and close to the camera quality on the Pixel 7 Pro. So Google is really doing a great job of bringing their flagship cameras over to their foldables. It's something Samsung can really benefit from. The next thing is one that I think a lot of us would like, and again, I guess I could bring out my Galaxy S23 Ultra, is an integrated S Pen slot. Now, obviously, when Samsung brought the ability to use the S Pen on the inner screen and the outer screen in the Z Fold 4, that was a really, really powerful thing, but you still have to store your S Pen in a case or you have to take it separately with you in your bag. It would be really nice if you could store the S Pen in the bottom here. In my opinion, even if it made the phone a little bit thicker, which apparently Samsung did experiment with some of these designs, I would really like to see that. You guys can see here, the S23 Ultra really isn't that thick to house this slot. And of course, it would make the Z Fold a little bit thicker overall because of course, once it folds, this ends up being a thicker phone, even thicker than the S23 Ultra with a case on it here. I've got the Kadabi case. But I think if we could have the S Pen slot there with a wider cover display, that would give us a lot of usability, and people who have a traditional phone like the S23 Ultra would then be more likely and willing to come over to foldable and try out the Z Fold, let's say 6 next year as their main daily driver, because they'd have all the conveniences they want. They would have a larger cover screen to get things done, an integrated S Pen slot, and then add a nicer flagship camera. The fourth thing is the charging. This is a problem on all of Samsung's phones, but this thing still charges relatively slowly compared to other flagships. In China, they've got things, charging up to 100 watts fast charging. Samsung is still stuck in between 25 and 45, depending on which phone you're talking about, but it's very, very slow. So considering again that you're paying $1,800 for this device, the fact that you're not getting, upgraded fast charging, Samsung continues to not bring upgraded fast charging. That's also a complaint with the S23 Ultra and the Z Flip as well. That's really kind of annoying for the price that you're paying. And then the last thing is, last year with the Z Flip 4, which I have right here, I don't have my Fold 5 and Flip 5 yet because I pre-ordered them like everyone else. Samsung doesn't send me anything. I don't know why, even though I cover their stuff, but they don't, and that's fine. The Z Flip 4 was not that interesting last year. So a lot of people went for the flagship Fold phone because they wanted the so-called best phone. And even people who might have gravitated towards the Flip decided to go for a Fold just because it looked more appealing, had more upgrades. That's not true this year. The Z Flip 5 has a much larger cover screen, some huge improvements that really make it a more functional and usable device. And so the Z Flip 5 sales might actually end up cannibalizing the Z Fold 5 sales, and some people might end up switching from Fold to Flip. I could definitely see that occur, particularly because the price to upgrade on the Flip is so cheap. You can upgrade your Z Flip 4 to get $900 credit and only pay $100 for the Z Flip 5. So I think Samsung has created a problem where one of the phones may cannibalize the sales of the other, and that might not be a problem for consumers necessarily, but it could create a problem for the health and future of the Z Fold line. I hope that Samsung really revamps things and gives us a new device next year, because I still really love the Fold. The S23 Ultra is still my daily driver. Even when I get the Fold 5, it will probably stay my daily driver, but I always use my Fold when I'm staying at home, watching TV, couch surfing. I use it as my main phone when I'm sitting there because it's so nice to browse Twitter, browse websites using the Fold. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon for future videos like this. If you guys are ordering and you want to get the mystery box, click below to use my links. Then you can send the screenshot to verify the order. All the information is on my webpage. If you already ordered, again, you can cancel your previous order with my links so you'll become mystery box eligible. Appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.